We have an agenda that has been established by our staff, and at this time, I'd like to ask for an approval of the agenda. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any unreadiness? Call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want a copy of the agenda, our clerk, Ms. Chelsea Seaman, has a hard copy, but we put it on the screen so you can follow along with us. The next item on the agenda for this work session is the approval of the minutes from the October 8th, 2024 Community and Economic Development Committee meeting. Chair is Councilman Darrell Langford. Members are Councilman Rich Hoffman and Councilman Scott Stacy. At this time, is there a motion from the committee?
Move to approve.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Aye.
Okay. Well, you're not on the committee, you don't have to vote.
I'm just
It's
doing
just those on the committee.
just what she wrote on my paper to say. Oh, okay.
I'm glad to see you can follow instructions there, Councilman Clark. Approval of the minutes for the October the 10th, 2024 City Council work session. What is your pleasure?
Move to approve.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any in readiness? Call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposers, nay.
Abstain.
All righty. And the approval of the minutes of the October the 10th regular City Council meeting. What is your pleasure?
Move to approve.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposers, nay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to have, moving on to public hearings. This is the third hearing of Resolution R-49-24, which is the 2024 millage rate. It's being presented by our county manager, Ms. Karen Austin. If she would come to give us our third reading.
Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Good
Today,
morning.
we're presenting the third and final reading of the proposed millage rate of 2024. Staff is recommending that we maintain the current millage rate of 5.646 mils from the rollback rate of 5.26 mils, a 0.328 mil difference. By adopting the current millage rate, the city will collect an estimated $487,000 in additional revenues above the revenues used to adopt the fiscal year 2025 budget. The city's tax digest for 2024 is in the amount of $1,749 million. This reflects an increase of $182 million from the 2023 tax digest of $1,567 million. Increases in the tax digest are composed of reassessments of existing real property in the amount of $118 million, which represents a 64% increase, and the new growth of $63 million, which is 35% of the total increase. For comparison, the 2023 tax digest was the same, of 64% increase from reassessments, which was $146 million, and then new growth was 36% of $88 million. And this is our PT 32, which shows the changes from 2023 tax digest to the 2024 tax digest. And this kind of shows a reflect of a 7.26% tax increase. The use of the fund balance will be 5.16 mils for general fund, and the remaining 0.470 will be used by the capital projects fund. Majority of the capital items being purchased with this percentage are for public safety needs. And then this increase from the 2024 tax digest represents 11.63% increase over the prior year. 7.26%, like I said, is from the reassessment, and 4.37 is from the new growth. On this slide here shows that we're estimated to collect $9,880,000. That's $1 million over from the fiscal year 2023 tax digest. And then we wanted to talk to you about the estimated property tax increases for a home with a fair market value of $400,000. The proposed increase would be $61.12 annually, which equate to $5.09 a month for city taxes only. And for a non-homestead property with a fair and market value of $915,000, the proposed increase will be $139.82 annually. This equates to $11.65 per month for city taxes only. Your tax dollars at work. For every dollar taxes collected, 66 cents goes to the Board of Education, 16 cents goes to the Board of Commissioners, and 18 cents goes to the City of Fayetteville. This is an example of a tax bill change from 2023 to 2024. The net difference between 23 and 2024 is going to be a reduction of taxes and $115.36. This reduction in taxes is due to the millage decrease from the county, and then the school board, they had retired their school bonds, which then they increased their M&O to 19.25%. But because of those reductions, you'll see a decrease in your tax bill of that $115.36. And then we kind of wanted to talk to you about how the tax calendar works. For the calendar year for 2024, which is the tax digest we're presenting you today, this is for our fiscal year 2025 budget. So when they prepare the tax digest to us to present to you, it starts in January to April, where the tax assessors begin building the assessed values of the home properties, and the homeowners are required to get their property tax returns to the assessor's office so they can begin their process. In May and June, tax assessments are mailed to property owners to review the assessed property value of their home. The homeowner has the right to appeal the home value determined by the assessor's office, which is required to be back to the assessor's office by July 19th. Then the tax commissioners send the cities and counties the PT 32, which was on the slides beforehand, that shows what your tax digest will be and what the millage rate and what your estimated taxes will be to be collected. Then we present it to mayor and council for approval, and it has to be back to the tax commissioner before November 1st. November 1st is the date that the tax assessor's office is taking the tax millage rates from all the cities and counties in Fayette County to get approved, and then we will have our tax digest set. And then once the state approves it, the tax bills will be generated and go out to the property owners, and then they have 60 days to make payment on the property bills, which are due on January 15th. And then after January 15th, if the bills are not paid by 60 days, they're assessed a penalty from 5 to 20%, and then assessed interest on what has not been paid on the bill. So I hope I cleared that up from the last meeting. But this is what it was used to develop our fiscal year 25 budget.
Okay.
All right. And that's all I have.
Okay. Any questions on this resolution from the council members?
And this resolution is that 5.646 is a agreed millage rate we agreed for that 10-year period that we have stuck to every year since we
Yes, sir.
agreed to do that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Karen, just to clarify, the PT 32 form typically received in September,
Correct.
but this year it was later in October.
Yes.
Yeah.
This year, the tax commissioner's office, they switched to a new software, so it delayed the processing of everything for the property. So this year is a little different. Next year, we'll be presenting this to you in August to take to the state in September.
Any other questions or comments from the council or staff? Are there any questions from any of the citizens?
Is this an anomaly just for this year? Next year, what you're saying, you'll go back to
Yes, sir. We hope that.
15?
Yes, sir. This year, we didn't get our PT 32 until October, so we had to have the appropriate time to have called meetings and for them to take it to the state to get approved.
I won't say blame it on the county, but blame it on the county. I mean, but it's an anomaly, like she said, because of them using new software. So I think we'll see it again, hopefully in the future years. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. Thank you very much, Karen, for posting and for reading that for the third time, which means that we now move on to new business. And the new business is a voting item. And now we consider the adoption of Resolution R-49-24, which is the 2024 millage rate. Council members, what is your pleasure?
So move to approve.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded that we approve Resolution R-49-24. Is there any unreadiness? Call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposers, nay. The millage rate for 2024 has been adopted.